Hi, old-fashioned home cooks. Today I'm in the kitchen making an apple caramel baked brie.
A warm, soft baked brie covered in sweet caramel and tart apples, giving you the perfect balance of flavors in every bite.
This easy, warm cheese appetizer is drizzled with rich homemade caramel and topped with soft apple slices for a sophisticated sweet and savory treat. Not only is this appetizer a breeze to make, it only requires a few ingredients. A perfect melt-in-your-mouth appetizer, especially when served with an array of delicious accompaniments.
So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make a caramel apple baked brie.
To start this recipe, I'm going to prepare the apples. Serve this recipe with peeled or unpeeled apples, depending on your preference. Core 2 apples and then roughly dice into pieces. Place the apples in a small covered saucepot on medium-low heat. Cook the apples down for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally until soft and tender. To make the easy homemade caramel sauce, in a saucepot over medium heat, melt a 1/4 cup of butter. Stir in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and bring the mixture to a low boil. Cook for 3 minutes while stirring occasionally. Remove from the heat and stir in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk this into the mixture. It'll bubble up a little when the vanilla is added. Finally, stir in a 1/2 cup of heavy cream and then whisk to a smooth sauce. I'm going to set my caramel aside to cool and thicken. While I'm waiting, it's time to move on to the most important part, the cheese. I have a full wheel of brie cheese that all I need to do is remove from the package and warm in the oven. There are special dishes for baking brie, but it's just as easy to make a baked brie without. Simply cut a piece of parchment paper a little bigger than the wheel of cheese and place it on an oven-proof container. You can just slide it onto a baking sheet, but I'm using a small cast iron pan which is just the right size. I've already preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Place the cheese in the oven to warm and bake for 12 to 15 minutes or until warm and very soft when you press lightly on the top. Remove from the oven and place on a cheese tray, charcuterie board, or serving tray. Top the warm cheese with soft apple chunks and then pour over top some or all of the cooled and thickened caramel sauce, depending on the size of your wheel of cheese. Arrange this gooey and richly flavored cheese appetizer with an array of sweet and savory accompaniments. Perfect to scoop up and spread with this delicious recipe. Some classic accompaniments that pair perfectly with this warm caramel and tart apple appetizer are assorted crackers, pretzels, pita bites, crostini, and French bread. Some other great additions are apple and pear slices, grapes, nuts, assorted dried fruit, and biscotti. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.